this is James of MegaLife21.com, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet, and I am here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey with the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. It is the end of May 2009, and Reverend Bill, how you feeling today?
Full. Just ate.
You had a big meal, right?
Big meal.
Esmeralda, she's in her office. How you doing?
Fine.
What?
Fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. She made me, for breakfast, she cooked for all of us at the Newsletter Censored Research Center, homemade arepas with spicy Monterey Jack cheese with jalapeno peppers. It was excellent. And eggs. And smoked homemade slab bacon made by the Wizard Ozzy Bucco. Now, Reverend Bill, did you hear the latest news about concerning Father Alberto Cutie? And for those of you that don't know the story, the Archbishop of Miami fired Father Alberto Cutie for being seen with a girlfriend arm in arm in Miami. So he pretty much got canned out of his position. But before, now what happened was the Catholic Church is furious because before they can administer their so-called punishment and penalize Father Alberto Cutie, Father Cutie quit the Catholic Church and joined the Episcopal Church, the Episcopalian Church, which I think is the closest thing to Catholicism in Protestant. Is that right, Reverend Bill?
Yep.
Okay, it's like one step, Okay, which I'm happy for him. Now he can continue to date his girlfriend, get married, and I guess live happily ever after, and I'm sure he's not going to lose his TV show or his popularity. But the nerve, the arrogance of the Catholic Church, Reverend Bill, to get pissed that they couldn't punish Father Alberto Cutie, like send him to some godforsaken third world area, whatever, and really send him to like some really primitive place in Africa or something, or I'm sure they would have really punished him for doing that, but they couldn't do it because he quit. So you see how power hungry they are.
Well, they're not only power hungry, but they make their rules and regulations and everything, and they, as if they are God given, and then if you disobey them, well, what are they doing with the politics? You can't vote for a Democrat because a Democrat, believes in choice.
Oh, like the people that are running the
Falwell,
the late Jerry Falwell University?
The Democratic Club, because Democrats aren't Christians.
According to them.
According to them.
So they banned the Democratic Party from the right-wing fundamentalist university founded by Jerry Falwell, the late Jerry Falwell, the bloated toad. And but they fall into the same mindset, right? Right-wing fundamentalism.
Well, the thing of it is that they're not Christian either. Biblically speaking.
That's the funny part.
Well, it's not the funny part.
It's sad. It's tragic.
Look what happened during history, when they killed 50 million people to try to change them over to their way of thinking.
The Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
What about all the corrupt popes that were in the history of the Roman Catholic Church?
Well, that too.
And
the Inquisition, the torture, waterboarding, hey.
Popes getting rubbed out.
They like the torture too.
Yeah, it's similar. They're bullies. They try to use power.
It's their way or the highway.
They love money. Right-wing fundamentalists. They love to be wealthy.
That's their God. Actually, that's their God. Remember?
Money.
The Republicans. Money is their God. The bank is their church.
So that's idolatry, you told me.
Certainly.
Love of money is idolatry. Equals the devil's economics. That's the backbone of right-wing neoconservative mindset. They want a plutocracy, like you told me the other day.
Well, they got it.
A plutocracy is, of course, the definition of a plutocracy is a form of government
ruling by the few.
The wealthy, the elitists, the in this case, the 1 or 2% of the population controls everything, hoards all the wealth, and has all the power, and makes all the decisions, and the people have nothing. That's a plutocracy. So in a plutocracy, there's no middle class.
Well, actually,
right?
yeah, exactly. But there's also no Pluto in a
Oh,
plutocracy.
by the way, yeah, the planet Pluto, or the cartoon Pluto, was that Disney?
Dog, yeah.
Dog, which I can't stand Disney, by the way. Ridiculous. It's like the, I don't know, like the Barney the dinosaur of the past, of the 1960s or something. You know, making kids believe that rodents are running around talking to you with a high-pitched voice, sounding like Michael Jackson, and they're friendly, and so the whole concept, it's a rip-off. By the way, if you've ever gone to Disney World and had to pay the fee, you know, and having all the screaming kids running around, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, besides the point, a plutocracy is total control by the elitists, which is like a modern day feudalism, right? Sort of.
Or modern day kingdom and his courts, the king.
Yeah.
The king owned everything, at one time.
Right.
In history, he
right.
owned all the land, he owned everything.
And in this case,
court.
the king is corporations, right? CEOs. And
yeah,
because
they rule by giving the money to the politicians that are in the Congress, and then they write their laws for them.
The corporations, CEOs, probably control the career politicians, the neoconservatives, because they pay them off. So to point the fingers at the president or a senator or whatever, you really should be pointing your finger at corporations.
Yes, our corrupt economic system.
But then again, the career politicians kowtow and ass-kiss these corporations. They don't have to say yes to the corporation.
Yes, they do if they're going to be taking their money.
So that's it. They pay campaign contributions.
And who of them are not going to take the money?
When people wave enough cash under your nose, like the wrestling star of the past, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Everybody has their price.
Everyone has their price for the $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, he's going to get you. Unfortunately,
gotcha.
And that's where the idolatry comes in. What you've been telling me for years, the devil's economics.
Yep.
And that's basically the whole thing in a nutshell. You just heard politics in a nutshell. That's pretty much. The Democrats will give you, like my grandfather says, the late grandfather John. He says, a Democrat will at least give you a few crumbs. A liberal Democrat will give you a few crumbs. A conservative Republican will give you absolutely nothing, which doesn't make the liberal Democrats, so wonderful like maybe some of your independent candidates. And by the way, Ralph Nader got a bum rap this past election. He was. They took one thing that he said, one word, and they totally distorted it. In a way, he was right. The liberal Democratic candidates, they are corporate ass kissers. They do get paid off. They're not as obvious as the neoconservatives.
And you see, he didn't have any advertising. He didn't have any debates. He was just ostracized.
Oh, that's right. The independent candidates were not heard from.
Right.
They're not heard from anymore in the political debates.
Because they don't have the money to put up for the commercials.
Here we go. We're getting back to sponsors. We're getting back to corporatism again. Yeah. Free market capitalism. American free market capitalism.
Money is power. Money is speech.
Yeah.
You ain't got no. What's the old thing about the ruler? He who got the gold rules.
The golden rule is whoever has the most gold rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's the kind of system we have going. Yeah, but that's what's the problem.
But the free market capitalism, in other words, socialism is bad to the politicians unless it involves them. Socialism is great for them because they love bailouts. They love to get the big corporate bailouts.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right? But if you want it, the little guy, forget it. You get shit. We'll see you.